Oh my God! Geometry Dash was updated again, and this time it's huge. Not huge in the way that there's like tons of stuff, but the stuff that was added is insane because it's gonna change the trajectory of the game forever. Okay, so the big thing that was added to this game, we're just gonna get into the juicy bit right away, although there are a lot of other really cool things too, is click between frames has been added to the game. So if we go into the options here, oh, it's right on the first page of the options because that's how vital it is to this game. So there's two options here. There's click between steps and click on steps. So click between steps basically means it acts like click between frames does. So if we look here, it toggles sub steps on, allowing you to click in between the default normal steps. So the reason why this is special is because Geometry Dash runs at 240 hertz now. Like you can click 240 times per every second, and it was locked in at that click speed. 240 frames in a second, 240 different times you could click the button. But now you can turn this option on and you can click any time in that second. It's a more like exact precise input. You're not set up to click exactly in those 1 of 240 frames. You can click anytime, and so your input should feel like a lot smoother with this option on. And if you're using a high-end monitor like Doggy uses, I think he uses like a 480 hertz monitor or something, it's insane. With that smoothness rate, he's not locked in at 240 frames in that second. He can get exact readings on like that really smooth gameplay he'll be seeing on his screen. So it's amazing for high level play. It's almost necessary. There were levels that were not really possible well, I think all the levels are possible, but you know, it was much easier to do the levels with click between frames on. And for a lot of you guys, this might not be that big of a deal, but for high level gameplay, it is a huge deal. You can also toggle on click on steps, which allows you to click on every step regardless of your refresh rate. So it's beneficial for users below 240 hertz. I think you just click this on to make it like 2.2 kind of was. I have a 360 hertz monitor. I'll be using click between steps, and from now on, I will not turn this option off. It is going to be on permanently. And so the reason why this is important is this changes things. So for example, Doggy posted this funny thing on Twitter where it is grief, but it is featured. Because this level, people weren't sure if it was going to be featured or not because it is being verified with click between frames. And up to this point, it has been sort of sketchy whether levels beaten with click between frames would be featured or not, even though Thinking Space 2 did get featured. There wasn't really a general consensus, and people were kind of like wishy-washy over the demons list, whether they should consider click between frames, which, you know, they ended up doing. But some of the levels that were verified that maybe would not be featured because they use click between frames, because that was like the initial stance RobTop had with levels like this. Now that changes it. Click between frames is in the game as a feature, so we don't have to go out of the way to get that, which means it's like fair game for everyone. The play field has been leveled in terms of things in the game anyways. I mean, now you obviously got to buy the equipment. You got to buy those high hertz monitors to get like the most benefit out of it. But even if you don't, click between frames is still massively beneficial. Even if you don't have a high hertz monitor, like on 240 hertz, I think click between frames still plays smoother than it would. So yeah, it's cool. That's huge. That's massive. So now there's going to be absolute clarity when it comes to the demons list. There's going to be absolute clarity when it comes to what people think click between frames is. Is it cheating? Is it not cheating? Because it's an outside source. It's clear now. It's usable. It's in the game. It's all fair game. Just go at it and let's do this thing. That is awesome. It's so good. It's what the community wanted, and RobTop answered because he's a legend. It's great. It's so good. Ooh, and I'm excited to play around with it myself. I don't know if I'm going to be buying a 480 hertz monitor like Doggy because I don't think I need it with the caliber of levels that I'm doing. But my 360 hertz monitor now is it's a little bit more useful. And honestly, guys, I'm a bit rusty at the game because I was on vacation and I've been taking it easy since I've been getting back. But like Sonic Wave, like, does it feel different? Does it feel smoother with click between frames on? Like, there's going to be all sorts of different deaths that are possible now because like you can click in between the frames. There's like different patterns that just like weren't possible before, you know? So that's pretty cool. Oh my God, I'm so rusty. I'm so rusty. But will click between frames make me worse at the game? Because now, like, there's so many different possibilities of combinations of pathways you can take to win, but also different combinations of pathways you can take to lose too. Will it make me better or worse at the game? I don't I probably better overall. All right, let's be real, probably better overall. All right. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. But it's really exciting that this big issue of click between frames has been put to rest now. It's been a hot topic for a while, and now it's here. We no longer have to argue on twitter.com about what is cheating and what isn't cheating when it comes to click between frames. It's in the game. And you know what else is cool? If you go to the leaderboards here, there are different kinds of leaderboards you can click on. You can click on people rated by stars, which is the normal, the default. You can also go to moons. So if you go to like the top 100, you can see what the top moon grinders are like, which is good because now you can see who's grinding platformer levels and who's the top. Man, that's a lot of moons. Holy, because you gotta keep in mind, 21,000 moons is a lot more time spent than 21,000 stars, because some platformer levels can be like 10 minutes long, you know? And a classic level, there are some XL ones, but most of them, like getting 20,000 stars, you could do 20,000 stars and only play probably like medium and like short, long levels. Not short, but you know what I mean, like shorter, long levels, right? So like the time spent here doing that is massive. So that's pretty crazy. Spy Cold? Holy dude. So that's cool. And look at that. You get a little trophy on your profile. Global rank, right? Oh, that's the global rank for like everything. It's everything combined. It's like your moons and stars combined, isn't it? What am I on the global rank then? 5,461. So there's different trophies depending on what rank you are, right? So if you go to like the top 100 stars, Mr. Spaghetti's probably #1. Yeah, there's like a different trophy there. So that is very cool. So there's different sizes and different colors of trophies depending on like where you are on the list. So #1 gets a special one that says 1. And then down there's gold. And then is there any different kinds? Okay, gold is like the top 50, I guess. Oh, it's the top 10. And then it goes to silver. And where is bronze? And then, yeah, there you go. And there's bronze for 51 and down. And then I think it's probably like after 100. Oh, let's see, someone like Viperin. Yeah, his is like red. He's a global rank of 2313. And then it goes to purple when you go down. And the trophy gets like smaller as you go down. That's a nice little touch. So the leaderboards have been updated, which is good. Like, you know, it's good to see different things here. So let's see about demons. So if we go to the top 100 demon grinders, like, would I be even close to cracking it? I doubt it. At place number 100 is 4,335. And I have 1,085. So I'm quite a long ways away. And Smithy at 9,157 demons is crazy. That's so many, dude. Like, how many are even in the game? 9,371? Really? Whenever I go to the recent tab, it gives me better reading. Look at this. Oh, there's 10,005. Okay, that makes a little more sense. There's 10,005 demons. Wild. And then there's a coin leaderboard, which is interesting because I don't usually go for coins. I'd be pretty low on the coin leaderboard for sure. I have 2,251, which is a lot more than I actually thought. How'd I get that many coins? All right, insane. That's so cool, dude. You love to see that. You love to see everything in the game just evolving and just made a little bit better. There's also brand new gauntlets, which I'll play soon. The random and the chance gauntlet. So I'll be making a video on that, probably on my second channel, which, well, I'll talk more about that in a video that's going to come out in a couple days. There's also something in the editor which has been added, which doesn't really affect me because I'm not that much of a level creator in the game, but LOL Show made like a little thing on Twitter that shows more about that. So there's like a trace system where triggers can be connected to objects using a line. It makes things easier in the editor to use triggers and things like that. So you can like activate like to trace two objects. So you can like show which objects are connected to whichever triggers, and it just makes it like so much easier, right? Which is cool. That's great. It's great for creators, you know? Anything that makes the editor easier is great because it can be a little bit overwhelming. And so I definitely dig it. You can see on this toilet level I made that I like traced in and out something. So it's connecting the trigger to like the object that it's connected to. And it sort of like shows where it goes. It makes it easier to read what you're doing and like what triggers have activated certain things so that you don't have to move around so much. And especially for mega collabs, like if you don't know what triggers are activating what blocks, you can just click that and it shows you what it's connected to. And that is very convenient, especially if I'm doing like an EVW Impossible video where I need to delve into a level and see like what triggers are activating what to like find out what the gimmick is. That's gonna help me a lot. So that is a good quality of life increase. There are a bunch of other little things that were added in the editor, like bug fixes and tiny little things, improved link controls. You're gonna have static trace arrows instead of the animated ones, which is like, you know, it's little. Also, apparently, glow on objects was increased a little bit. Also, there was new art added for 4 new gauntlets in the files. So we're probably going to see some stuff like that with like a Valentine's one, obviously being soon. The absolute cinema gauntlet. Oh, and this one's really cool too. Now there's hitboxes on death, which is a good option because before you had like, you can see hitboxes in the editor, you can see hitboxes while you're playing, but not hitbox after you die, which is a feature that I use in Mega Hack. So it's just nice to have it in the game. Let's see what it looks like. There we go, hitbox on death. So let's see like how accurate it looks, because I know like I had a little bit of a bone to pick with some of the hitboxes, like the normal looking hitboxes, but I mean, hitbox on death looks good, but it doesn't have that inner hitbox though, right? Yeah, it's still the same kind of issue. Like I like that, but for example, like if you're doing a ship section, we'll just go to Stereo Madness. So if you remember, there were 2 hitboxes in the game. There's your red hitbox, which is like the one inside, and there's the blue hitbox, and they interact differently on different things. So for example, there, when I would use hitbox on death in Mega Hack, you can phase into this block and you would actually be able to see your inner red hitbox and like exactly where you died there. Oh, I don't have any of my mods on. That's right, because the game just got updated. So you can't really see exactly like how close you were with that little inner red hitbox, and you just clip into things and there's just the yellow hitbox. So it's like, it's still good that it's in the game, but it's not perfect yet because it needs the double hitboxes to stand out, to make it, I would say, more worth using, because that doesn't come up much, but it does come up in some key moments where you can clip through blocks like that and you can see you know, exactly which hitbox you're interacting with. Was it in Mega Hack, it was like the blue or the inner red one. So, you know, there's still an issue with it, but it's nice that it's there. Anyways, that's it for 2.208. It's exciting to see what players think about it overall and see if like click between frames works in game the same as it has worked with the hack version of it. I mean, I imagine it does, but we'll see what top players think in the coming weeks. It's an exciting time to be a player in Geometry Dash because now we have all of this at the access of our fingertips on all devices. It's really, really cool. The playing field, I feel, is like being as leveled as and made as consistent as possible among all players. And this update is just so big because of that. Huge. And update 2.209 will follow soon with additional community requested features. So we're getting another one pretty quick, which is cool. And the next major content update is actively in development and progressing well, because I think a 2.21 was supposed to come out with like a ton of stuff, but or maybe they'll just scrap it and say, well, let's just do 2.3. I don't know. But either way, all that stuff is progressing well, which is good to hear because we haven't heard anything about it in a while. It's an exciting time to be a Dasher. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. I took a much longer break than I had anticipated. It's probably the longest I haven't uploaded a video in years. And it feels weird. I'll see you guys soon. I'm essentially back and there's lots of videos I have locked and loaded. So see you soon. As always, peace.